Greetings YouTube, this is Toy Customizer Wake Angel 2001, bringing you day 3 of Robot Week, with a figure that is very nostalgic to me and hopefully anyone who's a fan of late 90s and early 2000s anime. Rokusho from Metabots. Now Rokusho is a fairly unique figure in this series, as he's actually something like an action figure model kit. Let me demonstrate. This is a 10-year-old figure, and I don't want to risk damaging it by dismantling it on camera, so I'm going to just show off the packaging a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, the toy was advertised as being buildable by having this cool swoopy transformation effect going on. Let's see, that looks kind of cool. And there's a picture showing the tin pet, which is how the figure was originally packaged, along with all the armor parts that he came with. See, he would start out as the tin pet from the show, and then underneath, well, no, and then you put over things. Yes. He was also part of a series. They made a Metabee figure from the same set, when the gimmick was that you would be able to take armor pieces from one robot and put it on the other robot, which is similar to what the Metabots did in the show. You know, the Metabot that loses a fight has to surrender one piece to the winner for keeps. Meta fighters ready, Metabots row battle, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so inside the box, besides the figure itself, there's the instruction sheet, which I will just open up real quick. And you see, it shows the assembly instructions, how to put them onto the pet. All the parts came on sprues, and there's sticker decals. The Rokusho in the TV show didn't have a lot of sticker decals, or a lot of decals at all, but I think that was to keep the animation budget down, because it kept the character model a little bit simpler just to have him be white. You know, white robot, instead of a robot covered with stuff. It also comes with the tin pet hands. You see they have like little bolt knuckles. And I didn't want to fully dismantle Rokusho, but I can take off one of his arms. This is his super fist hand. I don't know what it was exactly called. But yeah, he has a ball joint there, and you could put the... Yeah. And the tin pet hand would pop on. This is a connection that has not been made in years. So, yeah. Well, you know, that you get the idea, right? That would just go on there. But we're not here to look at the tin pet. We're here to look at the Rokusho figure himself. I know from browsing through 4chan's toy board every now and then that the D-Arts made a Rokusho figure last year, which is a really nice figure. I actually saw it for sale at Comic-Con, but it was $40. Yeah, $40, and this thing, when I first bought it, I think its retail price was closer to maybe 15, maybe a little bit less than that even. I don't know, I guess action figure model kits just didn't catch on here in America as well as they did in Japan, so the line was relatively short-lived. But still, the Rokusho figure that I got out of it is incredibly awesome. Okay, so let's talk articulation. Rokusho's head is on a ball joint with a relatively long neck, so he has a good range of motion there. Very expressive little noggin. His shoulders up here, they are a swivel, and then they have outward movement, and then they rotate. And he has an elbow joint, so that's actually his bicep swivel there. The sword, it has this thing that makes it clamp. I believe this was his Shimbara sword. I think that's what they called it in the show. I have it on DVD, but I just don't have time to go watch it. The little hands can rotate, but that looks kind of silly. There's really no point. He has a waist joint, rotates at the waist, and his legs have ball jointed hips, and thanks to his skirts being movable like this, and the rear skirt also moves, the skirts can get out of the way and allow him to be in nice dynamic poses. Although I have been tempted so many times to just glue the thigh armor on because it keeps coming off. That's the thing with an assemblable model kit figure. Sometimes parts want to pop off, especially when the figure passes its first decade. I mean, anyone else have any 10-year-old action figure model kits that they managed to preserve like this? Especially after traveling. I brought this figure with me to college. He stood on my desk and brought me much honor for all those years that I was away. So he's survived quite a bit. He has a 90-degree knee. He has a ball joint at the foot. So he has his ankle can tilt inwards and go forward and backwards. And he has a toe joint, but it's kind of restricted by the armor. So you can actually position this guy to be in some really epic poses. And that's one of the things that I just love to do with this guy. I would put him into a new pose every day. Kind of use him as my ever-changing statue. He was a great desk toy because of this. So that's his articulation. Let's put him into a more neutral stance and do his detailing now. A small part of me kind of regrets putting all the sticker decals on because I rather like the simple detailing he had in the show, with just a few stripes. Maybe the Metabots logos are probably overkill, but other than that, everything on him is pretty nice. Let's see, his horns and his forehead are painted, but the eyes are sticker decal. Those things on the shoulders are a sticker decal. This purple stripe in the middle is painted, but the thing around it's a sticker. These are purple plastic. And then, aside from these things being purple, the details of his fist and the sword, the stuff around the sword, almost everything else is stickered on him, except for his little kneecaps and these little things that come out of his toes. So yeah, he has relatively little paint, and he would be a pretty clean white figure if it wasn't for all the sticker application. Moving over to the back, you can see he has a few more stickers. All this stuff on the back of his arms is sticker decal. The rear skirts, stickers all the way. Those things, these stripes on his calf armor, stickers. But if we go back up, we see one more little detail here. This panel comes out, revealing a little die-cast metal with the beetle on it. That's a beetle metal, the rare metal that allowed him to access the Metaforce. And you can see a little bit of damage. I think that was just heat damage. I left them in a drawer when it was really hot and humid while traveling, and I forgot to take him out, and part of him literally melted to something. But, you know, it's on the back of the head, so thankfully it doesn't show up in most displays. The metal's removable, but it's totally tiny, and I don't want to get it out with my fingernails because then I'm afraid that I'm gonna peel the sticker. Actually, I have a little box of pins I often use when I make customs for various things. Let's see if I can crowbar it out. That was the thing on the show when Rokusho lost a meta fight, his metal wouldn't eject. Man, that's a tiny thing. It's so small that the camera is actually trying to focus on my fingerprints before it'll focus on this. Hold on, let me see if I angled the camera down enough and then zoomed in. Come on, camera. Come on. Ah, you almost had it. Yeah, this is beyond my camera's ability to autofocus on. It's just way too tiny. But it is a really nice touch to actually have a real die-cast metal. It's a metal, and it fits into Rokusho's back exactly the same way that the character, crap, it's backwards. Exactly the way that it would fit in the show. I mean, on the show, these metals contain the entirety of the robot's programming, so it's essentially their soul. But I digress. I'm just talking about now. I'm just talking about the show. So that is Rokusho, one of my favorite characters from the Medabots anime, and one of my favorite little action figures that I've managed to preserve for well over a decade by this point. So yeah, this is Toy Customizer Wake Angel 2001 signing out.